Hello and welcome to Phoenix Crypto. My name's Andy and welcome to another edition of Market Watch. Before we start, if you like the content, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel and give it a share. If you want to join my Discord community, the link is in the description below and should be on the screen. So in my last video, we were over here and we were looking at, are we going to reject off this trend line? Which isn't a particularly important trend line, it just happens to be the nearest. And if so, are we going to have a strong rejection? So we can see that candle is, it is a strong rejection, but it's not of the same strength as this rejection, or this rejection, or this rejection, right? And really, what I've been eyeing up for a number of days, I think anyone who's followed the channel will know, is this gap, okay? And specifically this trend line here that's coming up. And if I were to zoom out to let's just say a weekly, let's try and get something that looks understandable on the screen. This bottom trend line intersects with some key points. And what I'm expecting, or have been expecting, in order to be bullish is a retest of that trend line. Now, so far, it hasn't looked particularly clear that we're going to get that. And that is both a good and a bad thing. I think the good is I think we all like to see prices go up. We all like to see, huge profit logs. We like, we all like making money. However, and I think most people are more comfortable longing than shorting. I think particularly in a bull market, most people are happier and more comfortable longing than shorting. Reality is, if you know what you're doing, you can short in any market whatsoever. But it was a case of, was this candle, was this going to be the rejection that I was expecting? And it wasn't. We pumped, rejected, pumped. You can see this candle went all the way up, rejected, pumped, made it past for the second time, but rejected, and then we actually broke above, hit that support, well, it's now resistance, rejected off here, came all the way down, but we've actually incrementally gone back up, and this trend line is now insignificant. It is now not important. The next target has been this line of resistance, which is now support. So you can see we've broken above it here, and then we've actually gone up. We've hit this trend line, or we're getting close to hitting this trend line, and we then need to retest this support, and it needs to hold, and then we need to get above that trend line. This trend line, again, for anyone who's been following my recent videos, I consider to be the most important trend line in crypto currently. It goes from the October all-time high, and it intersects with some important spaces over here, okay? And you can see the respect it's been shown. It regularly intersects. We are not bullish until we get above that trend line. We've taken a huge amount of effort to get to this point where we're now at a point where we can test ourselves against this trend line. Do I think we've got more left in the tank? I am not sure. However, if this line of support holds, I can see us testing, and then perhaps breaking above. Do we need to test down here? No. Would I like us to? Yes. Absolutely, I would like us to test down here. It would give me so much more confidence that we are only going up, getting that retest, knowing how important that trend line is, and not getting a retest and saying we're going to hit, $90,000. Not sure. And that's my nervousness, is we haven't had, and particularly for those of you in my group, I try and be a little cautious. It's easy when everything's mooning it's easy to look good in crypto. It's easy to stick a bet on and say, well, this is going to go up. The trick of it is to work out in a changing market what is going on, what direction, and taking confidence. Having this would give me confidence, knowing that even if we drop down to 54k and wicked down, that would give me confidence that we've tested that, we're only going back up again. The lack of test makes me worry that what is going to happen is we test off here, reject, and this is obviously, as I've said, the most important trend line in crypto at the moment, and then shoot all the way down. Could that happen? Yeah, it really could. However, we can also do that. So that is what I'm looking at. This trend line, and probably the next 24-hour period, super important. We get above this, I'm not going to say we're home and dry, but we're in a good place. And the reality is I've said this before, I subscribe to Plan B's model. I think I've reported previously that it was his stock to flow model that predicted 98k. That's not right. That's actually his floor model. He's got 3 different models. So it's actually his floor model. It's saying we're going to hit around about 98k in November. It can feel a bit incredulous because we're at 58k today, and we can be thinking, gosh, that's a big move. Probably in the region of about 35-40%. I would expect. But is it possible? Absolutely. I think we will see. If it happens, I think we'll see 10k daily candles. Every trader will look like a hero. I mean, you'll be able to enter at any point and be reasonably confident that you're going to make some money out of it. The trick is always, like I say, in a volatile, changing market where it's ranging, that is tricky, and being able to spot when we're going down, and that's the real skill of a trader. And certainly within my group, what I've tried to do is be cautious with when do we enter. Having said that, we entered over here, and we've got some very nice results. So just at the time of recording this, my Bitcoin long is 386%, and I entered at just under 57,000, so it's probably just a bit up here. And it was just before we broke. Could have entered a bit lower, but that's where I entered. And it's because I was seeing other signals in confluence saying that actually we were going to make it above that trend line. Okay, and so that's been very nice. And I've got a number of other nice trades going on at the moment. Ethereum 484%, Litecoin just around 600%. What else have we got? XRP just under 200%. Cardano just over 300%. So there's a number of positions I entered in, and I share within my group, and we've had some nice trades, and we're currently riding this up here. This is obviously the important moment. Are we going to reject off there? Let's just have a look at another couple of indicators. So cryptograph on the daily. Let's zoom this in. You can see that's now blue, and that is now bullish. You can see here the VWAP above the 0 line, bullish. Very nice indications. Not got a green dot here, which probably would want to see. Surprised that we don't have one yet. Got one here saying enter, so that's good. That was a couple of days ago, so that's obviously looking very optimistic. So that is looking excellent. Just going to show why, one of the reasons why I'm a bit concerned about that trend line, because we're nearing it. Obviously, you've not got any trend lines drawn on here, but here we've got Keltner bands, which I'm very fond of. You can see this level of support now that is held and has been retested many times. We're now getting close to getting into this cloud, that is when we can possibly see a pullback. And if we look here, as you can see, pullback, pullback. This one wicked up, pullback. If I pull back, pull back, pull back, you can see, although this one kept going, eventually we got a pullback, right? So this is an incredibly important indicator. I find it very useful. Good on scalps, good on swings. I think it's particularly good on scalps. Getting close, you know. But we've got an EMA here that will act as support. We've now got this green square, which we know is well tested support. Okay, so that does perhaps raise a question of this space below that I'm talking about here. If we were to have a very sudden spike down, would we really see it? Would we really see when that has held so well? Would we really dip below? Possibly not. So do I think we can have a small pullback? Yes. The likelihood of testing to the same space that I'm talking about here, less likely. I think it's a lot less likely. Let's look at some other charts here. Ethereum looking very nice, broken out of this descending channel, broken out, retested, came up, has confirmed above it, confirmed above it, confirmed above it, gone up, rejected off the line of resistance, retested support, which has held. It's taken a couple of attempts, we've broken through. What are we going to do now? And this is where it's going to get interesting, because more people are going to be entering longs. More people are going to be the retail investors who like to piggyback when something's already moving. You know, they're going to start getting in. Is that going to drive more momentum into this? Quite possibly. And you know, and the real question is the bottom in? I think it probably has been. I think it probably has been. We might get a small pullback. We might get a small retest. As much as I would love this kind of retest, I just don't think we're going to get it. I would like one. It would make me feel more comfortable. Don't think we're going to get it. Ethereum looking really good, really good. Haven't drawn any trend lines here. I could very quickly. You know, we can look at something from around here. You can see that if we do drop, you know, this line is probably going to act as a line of support. I do think, here's a little bit of on-the-fly TA for you. I do think there might be an inverse head and shoulders pattern. And for anyone who's aware, you know, this is incredibly bullish. I probably could have drawn it a bit better, to be honest. I think that shoulder's a bit bigger than it's looking there. But that's an incredibly bullish pattern, and I think that is added confirmation that we are going up. We are going up. So you know, that is really excellent. Really excellent. Let's look at Cardano. I drew this trend line a few days ago. You can see the respect it's been shown, particularly over here. And actually, we if I can rewind a little bit, I can't. I'll do it on another video. We were actually looking pretty bad. We'd broken below and held. If I go to the 4 hour, we'd actually broken below, and you can see tested, come back down, tested, broken, and we're now above. I now consider Cardano, certainly in the last probably only 8 hours, bullish, and this is an absolute bargain price. Can I just tell you, if you compare to where we are against the previous all-time high, right? we are absolutely, you know, almost it's almost half price. We've got so much room to go on this. So Cardano, whether you're going spot, you know, this is a bargain price, and I think we're going up from here. And I think that trend line may be the last time we really see that trend line. You know, if we keep on going up, you know, we can see a lot of upward momentum. So Cardano finally starting to look good. Are we out of the danger zone yet? Not sure that we are, but this has been a very difficult and important retest of that line. Sol had a retest, bounced up. You can see on the DBSI, still looking a bit bearish, but it's bounced up. This line has held. Okay, hopefully through these videos you can see the importance of trend lines and how they help you predict price behavior and reaction and how you can trade off these. I'm not a particular scalp trader. I normally swing. However, you can see that, you know, you can use these bounces as scalp opportunities. You know, you can see the relevance that these trend lines have. Litecoin, one of my favorite coins, not because of the practical aspects of the project, but simply because I think it's hugely undervalued. I've said this in previous videos, it's massively undervalued. I rode this pump all the way up, and I think it got to something like 2,300%. I entered a whole load of trades at the same time. XRP, Cardano's I think 300%, XRP's under 200, Litecoin over 600%. I mean, that's incredible. It's been a good performer for me. It's an old coin. You know, you can see great support that's in here. You know, you can see how difficult that to get above there was, but all of that is now acting as incredible support, and it's drawn it just in between both of my two lines of support and resistance. So it just shows the accuracy of these things. XRP, very similar again, beautiful trend line here that's been respected a number of times, retested. I think XRP, a little bit like Litecoin, I think it's at a good price, really good price. I think we can easily see, you know, 1.5. I do. I easily. We're still well below the all-time high. We've got loads of room to go. This was an important retest. So obviously, you know, in the summer months we dropped below, retested, dropped, hit that, retested, broken above. You know, retested here, retested here, retested here. Now expecting big movement. And one of the reasons why I felt that the bottom was in for Bitcoin is looking at the rest of the market. The market moves not quite as one, because you can see that, you know, Gala and Sand and Engine have been pumping like mad, and, you know, Bitcoin has certainly not been pumping like mad. But you can see that, you know, how many of these coins, you know, I think in my group I posted 4 or 5 coins, you know, just chart setups just straight off my phone, you know, just drawing trend lines there. But all of them showing the same thing, that there was an important trend line that price was resting on, and the candle was red and it was sitting on there, right? You know, constantly retesting across 4, 5, 6 coins. And that's not an accident. You know, it's showing that we are now at a really pivotal moment in crypto, really pivotal moment, and it's all coming together at once. Once we get above this line, you know, I think we can see some really good gains for XRP and some of the other coins. So it shows hopefully the importance around technical analysis, drawing trend lines, support and resistance, understanding how price action works, and the way price action behaves in and around these trend lines. And I think for those of you who do like to scalp, they offer huge scalping opportunities, huge. And for those of us who like to swing trade, you know, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to leave it there. I think hopefully what I'm showing is I think the bottom's in. anything that happens now is probably a momentary wick, a momentary dip, which might have a long wick just to flush out longs, which, you know, be careful guys. I think exchanges aren't stupid. They're the biggest whales in town, right? You know, no surprise. And they win when we make money, and they win even more when we lose money, right? That's the reality. So, you know, we are nearing one of the most important times in crypto. This is going to be a very fun next week, I imagine. I'm expecting. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible for crypto. It's going to be great for my group, and hopefully you're going to make a lot of money in this period. And you can see how important this moment is, and how important all of these trend lines that so many coins are interacting with all at the same time. Frankly, incredible. So I think we're in for some really interesting times. Trade carefully, guys. I'm not going to rule out no dip at all, but I think we're coming out of this dip, and I think we're coming out strong, and I think we're going to be in for some big movement up. Thank you very much for joining me. If you like the content, press the like button, subscribe to the channel, join my Discord. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you soon.